If reposted.
So my parents are different. My dad had pets growing up. My mom did not. My mom doesn't like pets very much, but we as kids had pets. I was a very bad pet owner. I convinced my parents to give me a dog. I immediately stopped paying attention. All that to say, I think it's interesting. Should you or should you not have a pet? Neither of us currently have any pets. Do you think it's good life experience for kids or for adults or anything? What do you think about people having pets?
Kind of really go back and forth. Interesting topic today. I really go back and forth on this, right? Because I feel like I live in San Francisco where there is more dogs than kids.
Right.
You see in this ethos of like, I don't want a kid, but I kind of want to take care of a thing that I can do every once in a while and take it to a kennel.
Mm.
Not a real responsibility of a person. Then the other thing of all the ills around the world that are going on, and we're rich enough as a country to people to just have like playthings. But
Mhm.
I also realized pets provide huge comfort and stress and companionship. So I'm kind of torn on this.
Well, yeah, I mean, you said in San Francisco, I always thought it was crazy. I had a friend that lived about a 350 square foot apartment, had like a mid-sized dog, and like that is a huge burden on your life. Like if you want to be a responsible pet owner, you have to take them out often.
Yep.
Or if your friends after work say, "Hey, I want to go get a drink," can't, got to take my dog out. And that's one of the main reasons I don't have a dog. I think I would love the companionship of it or the fun of it, but I'm selfish. So it's I guess one we looked at two different articles, and the one for the pro and the con. The one for the pro said pets teach you selflessness, and I say the main reason I don't get a pet is because I am selfish. So maybe it's something I should look into.
My question back to you is how many people you think, oh, I want a pet, and they get it and they realize, oh man, this is a lot of work. And then they just become bad owners.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it, and I think whenever people go back to some semblance of a normal life, there was a huge boom of COVID pets. Like I'm bored, I need a companion, or I'm lonely, I need a companion. The shelters are just giving dogs away or people are buying dogs. I think we're going to get back to work and people are going to be like, I don't want to pay a dog walker. I have no idea how much it costs. I don't want to pay anything. So I'm just going to leave all day. And so it's a back and forth.
Yeah.
But you guys are moving. You're moving soon. Next time we record, or as people hear this, you're gonna be living somewhere else. Have you entertained the idea?
There's definitely like discussions about a dog ish, perhaps. I haven't owned an animal, and it's been since I was like in high school. So it's been forever. And I'm sort of torn on this 50-50, right? I grew up with dogs, so I loved having a companion and I loved my dog, but I'm definitely like, I don't know. We're gonna move to a place right near our friends that do have a dog. So we're looking forward to taking care of their dog. So I will like slowly inch our way into that.
Yeah, I know a lot of couples that we knew in San Francisco. It's like, oh, we're dating, we got married, let's get a dog. And I feel like dog is sometimes the like dipping your toe in the water for having a kid. And so maybe if you can't take care of a dog or a cat, then maybe you shouldn't have kids. That's another.
One of the keys that you put in on one of the list against having a pet was allergies. I do have some allergy issues, mainly with cats. And I don't feel like I go to too many people's houses that have cats, but our really good friends who we are podmates with, who we basically decided we're going to only hang out with during this pandemic, they have cats. And I remember when they got together and they moved multiple cats in this house, I was freaking out because I have really bad allergies. And I actually planted Allegra all over their house so that when I would go over there and have an attack, it would be hidden like behind a painting or whatever. And I was really nervous about it, but it's actually worked out. I just take an Allegra every time I go over there and there's no problems.
Yeah, I think allergies is kind of like if you really want a pet, you can get beyond it. My nephew has terrible allergies, like has to do steroid breathing treatments and like has gone to the hospital. He's allergic to his dog, and every single day for at least an hour is on the floor holding the dog. So
Oh,
there's like that's hard for me to watch. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
one of those side benefits, which I'd heard, but this article also said, is it's good for immunity. People that have dogs early on when they're kids, it brings a lot of bacteria to kids and helps them with immunity issues, which is something you kind of really don't think of.
Yeah, I think this is taking a turn on this episode, but like I'm a big proponent of if you drop food, if you can find it, you can eat it. I think introducing bacteria is good. I think it'll be interesting again. I don't know why I keep talking about COVID, but like when we go back to work and we start intermingling with people, everyone's going to get sick and they're going to think they have COVID because there's all these different bacteria that you're not having into your system. Like you're not able to fight it off. So I think maybe that won't happen, but I think it will with our Purell and isolation. The bacteria is important.
One of the things about dogs, which is interesting because it's like everything in life, you sort of forget things. My in-laws have an enormous dog, a golden lab, like enormous. And it has so much hair. There's just hair everywhere. And I think they forget that they have hair everywhere. Like if you go sit on their couch, it's one of those things where it goes, poof, and they're just this floating of hair. Like you have an appetizer at their house, there's just hair everywhere. And you just forget that it's not their fault. You just forget, right?
Yeah, that's my wife. She has hair everywhere. So if you come sit down on our couch, poof, hair pops up. It's everywhere. It's not her fault, but it's gross. One of the cons for not having a pet is they have a limited lifespan. And I think as that relates to kids, that should be in the positive column because it's an opportunity to understand loss and be able to deal with it. It's something I really never dealt with growing up with, like losing a pet or really a family member.
I like what you said. That opens up a door to a conversation, right? That's life. Like when we avoid big conversations, I feel like this is actually a great one to have an entree into that.
Yeah. And I guess combining two things, one of the pros is you can get in better shape. One of the cons is you will lose sleep. And to that, I say, stop being lazy and get out of bed. I think a dog is a nice built-in alarm clock saying, hey, fatty, it's time to move.
I come back to this thing in San Francisco. People are really crazy about their animals. And, we'll be we were sitting in the park, my family and us, and a dog owner had let their dog off their leash. And it came over and peed on my wife. Literally came over. And I was like, well, and then this dog over came and said, what do you want me to do? Completely rude. Like, and then another time I saw a dog run in. This cute couple was sitting on the park having like a little romantic lunch. Dog just came in and bit their sandwich and took off with it. And I was like,
it's like a monkey.
Yeah, it's like a monkey, an idiot. I just thought, I think animals take on the persona of their owners, right? And their owners didn't care. Dogs could do whatever they want.
Yeah. Here's a PSA to anyone that's thinking about getting a dog or has a dog. Don't think that your dog is the exception. I know so many people, it's like they let their dog off the leash, like, oh, my dog won't do that.
Yeah.
There's a reason, there's a sign. Your dog is bad, and it's a direct reflection on you. So cut it out. Well, if you want to adopt a dog for Larry, please reach out. You can find us at Reposted Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Larry let the dogs out. Thanks for stopping by.